Good morning everyone, welcome to a new update, and today we're going to discuss Ethereum because Ethereum is doing really fine and it should be going up even more despite all the FUD surrounding the project right now. What can we expect? What targets can be given? How high can this bull cycle be? In general, the bull cycle can be higher than whatever most of you are expecting, as that is how irrational a market usually is. But what can we expect from the short term? We're going to discuss it, but do not forget to subscribe to the channel beneath and also like this video, as that is helping me a lot to grow this channel. So what do we see on Ethereum in general here? We can see that Ethereum finally broke out. And based on the short-term price action, we can see that we've got higher lows, higher highs. And then we've got the bears. The bears are saying, yes, but we've got a bearish divergence. We've got a very weak breakout. So most likely we are going to fall from here, and this is the top. Ethereum has high gas fees. Literally nobody is working on Ethereum to grow or to develop the actual platform. It's full stupidity. I don't know why, but I've seen it happening with other projects as well. Even Chainlink is seeing the same. There is some FUD regarding Chainlink saying that Chainlink is going to be destroyed by the SEC and that people are selling it on a weekly basis, or one of the founders or the team, whatever. And now Chainlink bounced upwards and all of a sudden everybody is getting hyped again. It's crypto, but it's funny, and in that case I assume that Ethereum is going to surprise many people in general. Now the topic about the bearish divergence. The bearish divergence can be valid, but it's more often than not valid in a bull cycle. So then we just have to go back in time. We just have to use the left side of this chart and we'll go there. So in this entire run up, we can see that there is a valid bearish divergence, which is the one that we see here, after which the price broke south and we had a crash in September, through which the support level got another test, right? So in this case, we got a failed breakout. It dropped below, couldn't hold support, immediately dropped down, and then we started to consolidate. This is the bearish case in which this valid bearish divergence happened. Probably inside this daily candle, we reject this previous level of resistance and then we get it confirmed. However, there's many cases of a bearish divergence not being valid, and we can see two of them here. One bearish divergence over here, but price never made a lower low. So this is not a valid bearish divergence. Another one in this entire construction, actually this is the right one, sorry. Bearish divergence. However, as you can see, we dropped below the previous high, but we held the critical support, which is the recent low. And that is the case that you should be focused on. As long as these recent higher low is going to survive as the low in general, this is a critical level. So in this case, we do see that the critical level is lost and it dropped immediately to this support. So then it becomes a valid bearish divergence. How do you trade them? I'm going to make content on that. But the point that I'm trying to make in this video is that in this case, there's two things that we should be watching. One is, are we going to flip the previous high for support once again? Second, if we do not do that, then the bears will probably start shouting that we are going to be further down or that we're going to drop further down. However, our recent low is at 1560. So even if we drop towards anything in this region, this is still the case. As long as it stays, as long as the last low stays to support, the trend is still up. So we've seen it happening often in this case. We also saw it happening here with a bearish divergence. But as long as the structure is higher lows, higher highs, and we do not lose the critical levels on a daily time frame, this one is just going to accelerate even more. So yes, the previous high is a very critical level for support, which is that 1900 level. Preferably, I'd want to see that hold, right? But if we get a drop down and we reject 1950, I assume that we're going to have another drop to like, probably not even to 1550. I think we're going to look at 1700. But in general, Ethereum broke out to the upside, and I think we're going to have further momentum. And because of Ethereum being very strong in general, I think altcoins will start following through. So this breakout of Ether is a very big signal for continuation and the next alt season or the next runs that should be happening. And what we see is that not only Ethereum is doing well, but Polkadot, Chainlink, Cosmos, all these projects are doing really well. So this is still the key indicator that we have to watch. And I've just discussed the critical levels that you should be looking at. But where can we start targeting ETH to? Because right now, Ethereum is in a price discovery area. So that's very difficult to analyze in the USDT pair. So what are you going to do? You're going to use the ETH Bitcoin pair. And we have been discussing the ETH Bitcoin pair, in which we said this green zone is something that I want to see as support. And that happened as in the critical support zone held. We tried to break beneath and it immediately jumped back up. We even saw a clubhouse party celebrating that Ethereum was losing that level of support. That was the actual bottom signal, but I didn't dare to tweet about it. It was a clubhouse with Udi Wertheimer and some other dudes. But right now we can see that in this construction we are making higher lows and we are making higher highs. So given that we are holding that support level that is very critical, which is that green zone that you can see on the chart, we can start assuming that we will see further continuation in the cycle in itself. And then we start targeting, as we are making higher lows, higher highs, we start targeting another higher high. And in the most obvious case right now, as this was the area that we initially rejected, we are looking at anything in this region as a potential higher high. So if we are making that assumption that we're going to have another run to at least this level and potentially a bigger impulse wave with all the new implications coming to and integrations coming to Ethereum network, 58% from here brings Ethereum to at least 3.2. 100% from here brings Ethereum to 4K plus. Aside that even Bitcoin could make a run as well. So if Bitcoin makes a run of an additional 20%, Ethereum could hit 5K if it runs towards this level. So could Ethereum run to that big level? Yes. Where are we in the current case? I think we are in the phase where Ethereum broke out of that construction in 2016. We are in the first real alt cycle. And I've discussed that Ethereum or other altcoins are where Ethereum is in 2016. They break out, they start running 10, 20x, and never come back to the levels of December ever again. The Bitcoin values could get there because that's a different valuation than the USDT value, but those USD values will never ever come back again. So this breakout of ETH from 3 digits to 4 and now breaking further up, in the most likely case, if it stays above 1600, you can be very sure that we will never see below 1K ever again. And that we're going to have that big run towards 5K. And then we have the discussion of what should be the value of ETH, as if it's about 5K, it's going to be around like 600-700 billion. Yeah, but if you're going to make a platform that's integrated, smart contracts, and it's going to be used everywhere, you're getting in the league of all those top tech companies, and those top tech companies are valued 1.2 trillion or even more. So in this bull cycle, at some stage we're going to have valuations for projects that are ridiculous, but at this stage I think the most of them are still undervalued, and even ETH could still make a run of 5 to 10x in this cycle, and then it becomes overvalued to what the actual project is doing. Just like Apple and Amazon are currently very overvalued, despite how fundamentally strong those companies are and that they are making profits, etc. That's the standard argument. I still believe that those are really currently overvalued, and ETH will get there as well. But right now it's a big opportunity. So what should be watching on the lower time frame? ETH made a new high, broke upwards. Basically, I think we're just going to have a copy-paste of any of those bottoming constructions, right? So you have a first run and then you consolidate, first run, consolidate. I'm not quite sure if we're going to have a drop to 0.33, But this is about the region that I'll be looking at for potential longs. If we get something like this, we probably start grinding up through the summer and then have a large impulse wave at a later stage. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Is Ethereum going to 5k and is the alt season going to continue? Yes. It's still a good time to be in altcoins, but you have to pick the right ones. And do not forget to subscribe and also check out the link beneath. I'm trading through Bitvavo, one of the fastest and safest exchanges out there from the Netherlands. So, have a wonderful Easter.